In this video, we're going to show you how to make a contemporary style reclaimed wood headboard using old fence panels that most people throw away. These kinds of panels can be found a lot of the time on the side of the road when people are replacing their fence with a new one. And you want to look closely and make sure that the kind of wood you're using has smaller grain in it, because this is actually cypress wood and it creates a very nice decorative effect once you've stained it. The other kinds of wood that they use to make these panels are usually pine, and in my opinion, the pine wood doesn't stain up as nicely. Cypress stays preserved for a lot longer. So the wood is going to look old and beat up before you finish it. The first thing you want to do is we're going to remove each individual plank from the crossbar behind it using a hammer or a pry bar. We're going to use pliers to pull out each nail or staple out of the wood, because we will be cutting this through saws later on in the video, and you don't want staples flying out at you. Then you want to take the wood, and we usually use a mixture of water and soap with a little bit of bleach in it. This helps to clean the wood and also to remove any bacteria or microorganisms that may be living on the wood, and it also mold. You want to scrub both sides and the edges of your wood thoroughly and wet it down, and then you spray it off and let it dry out in the sun. Once the boards are thoroughly dried, usually overnight, you can begin the finish process on the wood. So then we sand the wood down using a palm sander, or a mouse sander, some people would call it. And you just want to get like a smooth to semi-smooth finish on this wood, removing any splinters or any jagged, irregular edges. Keeping in mind that this will be a headboard, it will be going behind somebody's bed. So to stain the wood, we pick about generally 5 to 10 different versions of whites, grays, beiges, sometimes blue, whatever color you like. And some of the boards we just sand them down and leave them natural to create a little bit of contrast. We're going to stain these boards different colors. We will do a base color and thoroughly wet the board down with a spray bottle using a chip brush, and we'll brush the stain on, and then we'll let it dry, and we'll come back with a different color and just lightly brush that over it to create a little bit of a distressed look, and it kind of catches the grain in the wood and brings that out a little bit. After you've stained your boards to your liking, we will take them and cut them to different thicknesses and lay them out in a pattern that is pleasing. You can kind of do this before you're going to nail the boards into place. In this project, we've used a piece of 4x8 plywood, and we've cut it down to fit the size of our king-size bed to create the size of the headboard. So the wood's been laid out, and now we're going to take the wood and remove it, and we're going to apply liquid nail, which is something you can buy at Home Depot or Lowe's, and you put it into a caulk gun, and it's very similar to caulking, and it's very strong. We're going to put liquid nail down behind each board, and then we're going to put a few finish nails to hold each board in place. Once you've nailed all your boards down and you've come up with a pleasing look, you can take and put a frame border around the edge of it to hide that mitered edge or to hide any kind of unevenness. It just creates more of a finished look to have a nice picture frame, if you will, around your headboard. And then you have your finished product.